Not everything in nature can be explained. There are places so remote, so surreal, they challenge what we believe about space, time, even reality itself. From frozen deserts and glowing valleys to echo chambers that answer back, China hides some of the world's last true mysteries. What you're about to see might just change the way you see our planet. Kinabatangan River, Malaysia. Far across the sea, deep within the steamy jungles of Borneo, flows a river that holds the heartbeat of the wild, the Kinabatangan River. Stretching over 340 miles, it cuts through some of the most biologically diverse lands on Earth. But here, in the silence of the rainforest, every moment feels like a secret waiting to be uncovered. The Kinabatangan is more than a river. It's a living, breathing ecosystem that has remained largely untouched by time. Its banks are lined with tangled mangroves, dense tropical forests, and bright white sandbars that shimmer under the midday sun. The air here is thick with humidity, but also rich with life. This river is one of the last safe havens for endangered species like the Borneo pygmy elephant, the rare and human-like orangutan, and the unforgettable proboscis monkey with its comically long nose and pot-belly charm. As you drift along its slow-moving waters, you may see hornbills flying overhead, crocodiles lurking beneath the surface, or even a family of monkeys watching from the trees in curious silence. And then, as night falls, the jungle comes alive in an entirely new way. Fireflies gather in the treetops, blinking in perfect synchrony, as if the forest itself is breathing light. But this river's story isn't told only by its animals. The indigenous people who have lived along its shores for generations share an unspoken bond with the Kinabatangan. Their lives follow the flow of the water, fishing, navigating, and praying to the spirits of the land and river. The Kinabatangan has been their lifeline for centuries, a source of food, transport, and spiritual meaning. To visit here is to step into a world that still remembers what it means to live in harmony with nature. Ban Giac Falls, Vietnam. In the misty highlands of northern Vietnam, where emerald mountains tower over winding valleys and clouds drift low over the peaks, lies a natural masterpiece that seems to belong to another world, Ban Giac Falls. Crashing down a layered cliff with fierce beauty, this waterfall stands nearly 100 feet tall and spans an impressive 300 feet wide, making it one of the largest and most stunning waterfalls in Southeast Asia. But this isn't just water tumbling over rocks. This is nature in its most powerful, untamed form. A place where the sound of rushing water silences every thought and the cool mist awakens every sense. As the waterfall thunders down into the jade-colored pool below, it creates a dreamlike scene, where mountains cradle the cascade like guardians and rainbows often form in the mist, dancing in the sun. Yet the beauty of Ban Giac goes far beyond the waterfall itself. Surrounding it, the countryside transforms with the seasons. In summer, the rice fields glow in brilliant shades of green, lush, alive, and full of promise. In autumn, those same fields turn golden, blanketing the land in warm light that seems to stretch into forever. Farmers here still use traditional methods, walking barefoot through the paddies, guided by the wisdom of their ancestors. The cultural heartbeat of the region lies with the Tay, Hmong, and Nung communities, whose presence is woven into the fabric of the land. Their houses sit nestled among the hills. Their festivals fill the valleys with music and laughter, and their customs, passed down through generations, remind visitors that this land is not just seen, it's felt. Ban Giac is not merely a tourist attraction. It's a sacred meeting point, where the pulse of the earth meets the soul of its people. Yen Bai, Vietnam. Back in the highlands of northern Vietnam, nestled among steep ridges and mist-filled valleys, lies a place that quietly stuns you with its raw beauty and cultural depth, Yanbai Province. While it may not be as well known as other destinations, for those who visit, it feels like uncovering a hidden chapter in a storybook. The terrain of Yanbai is rugged and dramatic. High mountains wrapped in dense forests, carved by ancient streams and rivers that twist and turn through the land like veins of life. But what truly defines this region are its iconic terraced rice fields. These aren't just farmlands. They're works of art sculpted by human hands into the mountainside, creating breathtaking waves of gold and green that move with the wind. During harvest season, the landscape glows. From a distance, the terraces look like molten gold spilling down the slopes. Up close, they're alive with the rhythm of rural life. Farmers in conical hats, children playing barefoot, and the quiet hum of nature in the background. Yanbai is a cultural treasure chest. It is home to vibrant ethnic groups such as the Hmong, Ta, Thai, and Dao, each with their own language, clothing, beliefs, and festivals. Whether it's a mountaintop wedding, a Lunar New Year celebration, or a communal rice harvest, the spirit of community here is strong and sacred. And beneath all this beauty lies a deeper history. Yanbai was once a battleground during Vietnam's resistance wars, where villagers became soldiers and the forest became a shield. Today, old trails and memorials stand quietly among the trees, honoring those who fought for freedom and preserving the memory of their sacrifice. With its year-round, cool climate, rich traditions, and untouched nature, Yanbai offers more than scenic views. It offers a glimpse into a way of life that many have forgotten. Phnom Kulen National Park, Cambodia. Just north of the ancient city of Siem Reap, hidden among sacred peaks and deep forests, lies one of Cambodia's most revered landscapes, Phnom Kulen National Park. This is more than a national park. This is a mountain of memories, a place where nature, history, and spirituality collide to create something deeply sacred. As you ascend the winding paths into Phnom Kulen, the air grows cooler, the trees grow taller, and the noise of the world fades behind you. Suddenly, you're standing before the Phnom Kulen waterfall, a towering cascade over 100 feet high, pouring from stone like the tears of the earth. Mist dances in the sunlight, and the roar of the falls fills the forest with life. But Phnom Kulen is not just known for its natural splendor. It is the spiritual birthplace of the Khmer Empire. Deep within its jungles lie ancient carvings, temples, and sacred sculptures, testaments to the beliefs of a civilization that once ruled vast parts of Southeast Asia. In the riverbed below the waterfall, you'll find 1,000 lingas, carvings etched into the stone floor of the stream, believed to bless the water with prosperity and purity. Pilgrims and visitors come here to bathe in these holy waters, to pray beneath the shadows of temple ruins, and to connect with the past in the most intimate way possible by walking the same trails once used by kings and monks. The park is also home to an astonishing variety of flora and fauna, from rare orchids to elusive wildlife. Every inch of Phnom Kulen hums with biodiversity. Local communities living nearby still follow age-old traditions, celebrating festivals tied to the seasons, the land, and the sacred mountain itself. Long Coc Thi Hills, Vietnam. Tucked away in the serene heart of northern Vietnam lies a place where the hills ripple like waves of green silk under the morning mist. Long Coc Thi Hills. Here, the earth doesn't just grow crops, it paints a masterpiece. As dawn breaks, clouds cling gently to the slopes, while rows upon rows of neatly planted tea bushes stretch endlessly in every direction, forming a hypnotic rhythm across the land. This is no ordinary farmland. It's a living symbol of Vietnam's timeless tea culture. For generations, The people of Longkok have cultivated tea by hand, using traditional techniques passed down through centuries. The leaves are carefully plucked, withered, and processed using age-old methods that preserve both the taste and soul of the region. Every sip of Longkok tea carries the story of the land and the patience of those who tend to it. Walking through these tea hills is like stepping into another world. The air is pure, crisp, and filled with the faint aroma of fresh leaves. There's a calm that settles over the mind as you gaze over the gentle curves of the earth, bathed in green under a soft sky. But it's not just the tea that tells a story. Scattered across the landscape are traditional stilled houses, homes of the local ethnic communities like the Muong and Tay, who have lived here in harmony with nature for generations. Their culture, dances, music, and handcrafted traditions give Longkok a heartbeat, making it more than a scenic stop. It's a living heritage. Today, Longkok Tea Hills stands proudly as a beacon of sustainable eco-tourism in Vietnam. Visitors come not just for the views, but for the immersive experience, walking through the fields, tasting freshly brewed tea, and staying with local families who open their homes with warmth and wisdom. In doing so, tourism here uplifts the local economy, supports ancient traditions, and shares Vietnam's natural treasures with the world.
Moc Chau, Vietnam. High in the misty hills of northwest Vietnam, about 125 miles from the bustle of Hanoi, lies a hidden gem wrapped in nature's finest textures, Moc Chau. This is where the air feels crisper, the skies stretch wider, and the land opens into a living canvas of green tea hills, blooming valleys, and cultural soul. As you arrive, you're greeted by sweeping tea plantations, waves of emerald rolling over the slopes in perfect rows. Early in the morning, the fog glides across the fields, and the hills appear to float above the clouds. Come spring, the valleys burst into color with white plum blossoms and golden mustard flowers, turning the region into a painter's dream. It's a place where time slows down, and the beauty of each moment feels magnified. But Moc Chau is more than scenic landscapes. It's a land woven with the traditions of the Hmong and Thai ethnic minorities who have lived here for generations. Their culture is not just preserved, it thrives. Women in brightly embroidered dresses walk through markets, while wooden stilt houses stand proudly along the hillsides, echoing the rhythm of life lived in harmony with nature. The architecture speaks of resilience and simplicity. Homes built with wood, stone, and brick, shaped by generations of wisdom. Life here is deeply connected to the seasons, to the land, and to community. Every festival, every shared meal, and every field tilled by hand reflects a lifestyle that modern cities have long forgotten. Moc Chau has become a refuge for those seeking peace. Travelers, artists, nature lovers, all drawn to its tranquil spirit. It's not just a destination. It's a reminder that sometimes the most beautiful places are the ones that whisper, not shout.
Nan, Thailand. Tucked quietly into the lush mountains of northern Thailand, far from the glare of tourist hotspots, lies a province that feels untouched by time. Nan, a place of cool air, rolling hills, and sacred silence, where nature and tradition walk hand in hand. Here, the land rises and falls in gentle waves, valleys wrapped in mist, thick forests standing tall, and rivers like the Nan River winding slowly through the countryside. These waters nourish not only the fields, but the spirit of the communities who live here. Nan's beauty is wild and honest. It doesn't beg for attention, it earns it. In the rainy season, waterfalls cascade through dense jungle, their echo filling the forest like a sacred chant. In harvest months, the sun strikes golden on terraced rice fields, creating a glowing patchwork across the hills. But Nan is also a place of deep spiritual and cultural roots. It was once part of the ancient Lanna Kingdom, and its temples still carry the intricate charm of that era. Step into Wat Phum An, and you're not just seeing a temple. You're stepping into a living painting where every wall tells a story in faded gold and bold brushstrokes. The people of Nan, especially the many ethnic minorities such as the Tai Lu, Hmong, and Khmu, bring life to the land through their traditions. Local festivals light up the quiet nights with music, dance, and rituals that have remained unchanged for centuries. There's no rush in Nan, no crowds, no neon signs, no distractions. Just quiet trails, hidden temples, and the sound of nature all around you. It's a place where travelers don't just pass through. They pause, reflect, and return home changed. The Trang Islands, Thailand. Off the southern coast of Thailand, where the Andaman Sea whispers against the shore, a hidden paradise waits to be discovered, the Trang Islands. A chain of nearly 50 untouched jewels scattered across turquoise waters. These islands remain among Thailand's best-kept secrets. Here, nature is still wild and sacred. The beaches stretch endlessly, blanketed in white sand that feels untouched by time. The water is so clear you can see the coral gardens below, home to a kaleidoscope of life, from vivid clownfish to elegant sea turtles gliding silently between the reefs. But it's not just under the surface that the islands amaze. Above the waves rise towering limestone cliffs carved by wind and time, guarding green valleys where birds call from the canopy. The landscape feels like a lost world, cinematic and serene, perfect for kayaking through sea caves or hiking through dense jungle trails. This is a sanctuary for peace seekers. Unlike Thailand's more famous islands, Trang remains quiet, unhurried. You won't find bustling crowds or high-rise hotels here. Just the sound of waves, the rustle of palms, and the occasional hum of a fishing boat in the distance. For adventurers, it's paradise. Diving, snorkeling, boating. But for many, the true treasure of the Trang Islands lies in their stillness. It's a place to disconnect from noise, to breathe deeper, and to feel what the world was like before it was overrun. The floating markets of Thailand. In the heart of Thailand's riverine soul, where canals weave through villages and life flows to the rhythm of water, a timeless tradition still glides gently across the surface, the floating markets. Here, merchants don't stand behind counters. They sit on wooden boats, drifting slowly through narrow waterways, their vessels piled high with fruits, flowers, spices, and handmade crafts. The air is rich with the scent of tropical produce and sizzling street food cooked right on the water. Coconut pancakes, boat noodles, fresh mangoes, all served with a smile, floating by like a dream. These markets are not just for commerce. They're living museums, carrying echoes from a time when rivers were the highways of Thailand. For centuries, communities settled along these banks, their lives bound to the tides, their trade carried out boat to boat. That bond still lives on in markets like Damnon, Saduik, and Amphoe, where tradition flows as freely as the water beneath. Surrounding these markets are lush gardens bursting with bananas, papayas, and orchids, painting the scene in vivid greens and golds. It's more than just shopping. It's a full sensory journey through a world where human life and nature are deeply entwined. Each floating market has its own soul. Some showcase age-old crafts passed down through generations. Others pulse with music and street performances. But all share one thing, a spirit that refuses to fade. In an age of concrete and neon, the floating markets remain a beautiful, bobbing reminder that culture, at its heart, is something we carry with us, even on the water. Ratanakiri, Cambodia. In the remote highlands of northeastern Cambodia lies a land where nature still whispers its ancient stories, Ratanakiri Province. A place untouched by the chaos of modern life. Ratanakiri is a sanctuary of emerald forests, crystal-clear lakes, and thunderous waterfalls that seem to spill straight from the clouds. The landscape here is breathtaking in its diversity. Towering trees blanket the region in dense green, while hidden trails lead to treasures like Yeek Layam Lake, a near-perfect volcanic crater filled with still, mirror-like waters that reflect the skies above. Just a few steps away, cascading waterfalls roar through jungle canopies, carving their way through stone and time. This is a place where wildlife roams free and silence speaks volumes. The forests shelter countless species, many rare, some endangered, making Ratanakiri a vital part of Cambodia's natural heartbeat. Amidst this wilderness, human life thrives in quiet dignity. Ethnic minority communities such as the Tampuan, Jarai, and Krung live in harmony with their surroundings, preserving traditions that stretch back generations. Their stilt houses built high above the forest floor are not only practical but symbolic, elevating life above the floods, the animals, and the noise of the world. Visitors here aren't just tourists, they're explorers. Whether trekking through jungle trails, swimming beneath waterfalls, or learning how to weave traditional textiles with the locals, every moment in Ratanakiri is immersive and meaningful. It's an invitation to disconnect from the artificial and reconnect with the real. In Ratanakiri, ecotourism isn't a trend, it's a way of life. A place where every tree, every village, and every smile tells you the same thing. Nature and culture are not separate, they are one. Kampot, Cambodia. Far from the crowded beaches and tourist trails of Southeast Asia, Kampot rests gently along Cambodia's southern coast, a province where the sea kisses the land and nature weaves together mountain, river, and sky in perfect harmony. Just 99 miles south of Phnom Penh, Kampot feels like a timeless corner of the world. The Kampot River winds slowly through the province, reflecting the skies and mountains that frame its banks. Towering above it all is the legendary Baker, shrouded in mist and mystery. Once the retreat of French colonials and now a magnet for travelers chasing cooler air and panoramic views. The climate here is gentle, especially in the highlands, where the breeze carries the scent of salt water and pine. Along the coast, quiet beaches with soft white sand offer moments of true solitude, places where footsteps fade and the ocean speaks and whispers. But Kampot's magic lies not just in nature, but in its history. Once a vital port and trading hub during the French colonial era, the town still wears its past like a badge of quiet elegance. Colonial villas with shuttered windows and faded facades line its sleepy streets, each one a silent witness to another time. Kampot is also famous for something much spicier, its pepper. Grown in red earth and sun-dried with care, Kampot pepper is considered among the world's finest, a flavor that carries the taste of tradition. This is a place that doesn't rush. It invites you to slow down, to wander, to breathe. Whether you're kayaking the river at sunset, sipping coffee in a colonial cafe, or hiking through cloud-covered trails, Kampot feels like a storybook you never want